What's up, everybody? It's Grim from GTS Wrestling, and welcome to the best ever Joe Cronin's Monetize This World Heavyweight Champion, the video games collector, the game hunter, Casey is raw. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Eat it, yeah! What up, guys? This is Casey is Raw again, and this is kind of fast, but there's a little bit of an update of the collection. A few things already changed in the first couple weeks of 2023. The first thing is up here. I just recently added this NES Nintendo cartridge holder / top sleeve holds NES controllers, zapper, and I put actually a couple extension cables for the NES controllers. Down here, I actually put a bunch of my reproduction games. You can kind of see them from below. I'll show you a clip what everything looks like inside and how it goes. So, I'll show you right now. Alright, guys, so I got it all set up. It's a little tricky, but it's all filled up. Pulled the first one out, you can see the gun. I have 2 third-party controllers. And then I actually have 2 extension cables for the controllers. So yeah, it's a little messy, but I wanted to it killed 2 birds with 1 stone with taking those out of that crate right there that hold a lot of my games. I mean, a lot of my controllers. So it made more room for that. So putting that shelf in here is a little tricky, but what was more tricky is this bottom one that I put all my reproduction games and some pirate games, and it's a little tricky to pull this in and out because the bottom the cartridges does come out of the bottom. I think the solution is to have more of these sleeves to hold them from sliding through, because it's a little tricky, but I don't want to pull them as far out. You can see there's another row right there, but this is going to go up there with the Super Nintendo and the N64 shelf. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, after showing you guys that, it's cool because I have the NES box holder. Then I have the Super Nintendo game holder. And then I have the N64 game holder. So, you know what? I didn't show you guys what's inside there. So why don't I do that for you guys for this update? I'm up here now. I already just showed you guys what's in here. I'll kind of show you clips. These are all my reproduction games. I would love to pull the whole thing out, but the cartridges hang down. I'll have to actually add sleeves to those games. This is the Super Nintendo game case holder. More of my uncommon games / got a couple reproduction games in there. That Hagen is a reproduction game. Mega Man and Bass's reproduction game. That Castlevania Dracula X's reproduction. Actually, I have a slot for one other Super Nintendo game. Then open the N64 one. You guys can see I have labeled N64 games. I have a couple slots that I can put something there. This one is actually the Super Mario 64 Japan version. I would pull it out, but I'm doing this one hand. I can't do it because I'm doing it one-handed. So let's go ahead and continue. Another thing I added to the collection was this Super Nintendo Game Genie in its box. I had the Game Genie loose. I actually had the Super Nintendo Game Genie and the NES Game Genie box. Had 3 NES Game Genies in there. The Sega Genesis one might be in there as well. But it had also, like I said, the Super Nintendo one there. I already sold my loose copy, but I was happy to get the box copy, even though this one has a little rip, but it's 30 years old, so can't complain about that too much. So, the other thing is, up here, you guys notice something different? I sold my Atari 5200 game collection, like I said before. The reason is, my 5200 that I have in the collection, the console, wasn't working, and having it worked on, I didn't want to put money into it to get repaired. Plus, getting a controller for the 5200 is a nightmare. Get a working one. So I decided to sell the games and the console to my local game store, and I just decided to put the game back up here with the boxes, and you can see I have a ton of. So you got these boxes, and there's more behind there. So I got a ton of them in the box, and my Atari games with the end labels. I highly suggest if you have something like the N64, Sega 32X, and Atari Jaguar, is to get these end labels. These make a hell of a lot easier to see what game you have, and it's kind of cool with those end labels. Like that one, and over here, you can see my 32X games, they're labeled. So that's a big plus. And actually the same thing for my Sega Master System games, because those are not supposed to have end labels like that. So they're a big plus to have. Same thing, like I said, for the N64 games. And not some of those are Japanese. That's why it has not have a couple end labels. But those end labels make a big difference. But and the bigger reason why I sold the 5200 game and consoles is because I wanted to get a new belt, and I into wrestling, and I love this NXT North American Championship belt. So, with all that stuff, it paid for half this belt. So, that's partially why. So, and I believe that's it. I moved a few things up around here to make room for it. I let you guys get a better look. I move some stuff around down here. You can get a better look at my Sega Genesis collection. Move to expand. And I kind of like putting stuff, like I said, knickknacks and stuff like that. I think kind of cool. And then I also make a room. I put this Sears Telegame Electronics Pong Sports 2 in its box. So this is just a Pong clone system. And it just fits right here. It's like, and I really ran out of room putting this stuff up here. So that's why partially it's right there. And it fits. And you know what? Like I said, I kind of like having stuff like this as a little decoration. Like, you could really tell over here in this collection with all this other stuff around. And it kind of makes it almost like an office / like a library almost. So that's why I did that. And then I moved some more stuff around. I moved to make room for the Nintendo NES game case. I had to move a lot of stuff over to here. Put a bunch of the Wii U stuff together. Big box with the Wii U right beside it. And then I moved the Nintendo Switch box over here, and with its Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is over here as well. So that is pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a little update of the room, and just as an updated look at my belts collection. You can see what I got over here. I recently picked up the Universal Championship in 2022. I picked up the spinner belt a few years ago. Same thing with the white Intercontinental title. I picked up the WWE Championship, was my first belt I ever picked up. The most recent title I picked up, the NXT North American Championship. God, it's a beautiful belt. Then over here to the left is the WWF Big Eagle belt. I picked up that in 2022. That's the most expensive belt in my collection. And then also the same thing with the WCW United States belt. That was $150. And I got the WWE Big Gold right there. And that's actually the second cheapest belt I got. I paid $50 for that one. And that's actually an awesome deal for my for the World Heavyweight title. The cheapest one was over here is the WWE Spinner belt. I paid $20 for. And it's kind of like my WWE World Heavyweight title right here. This is not actually metal. This is plastic. But, I mean, it's full-size belt, though. Well, I paid $80 for this one. And like I said, I think I paid $150 for that one. And I just paid $200 for this guy. But a lot of it was paid by trade. So I love having this belt in the collection now. So I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.